going to put something very simple on your screen, but I don't want you to think about it. I just want you to notice what your mind does the moment that it appears on the screen. Are you ready? Here it is. I guarantee you something happened inside your head before you realized it. And instantly, without your permission, your mind starts whispering in your head.
Thanksgiving. This image is a triangle because it is something used to sire the man in an attempt to draw in a new point of view. Just like with this symbol.
What if I told you that the pentagram can unlock the secrets of creation and make you manifest any reality you want? It is one of the most common symbols that you will see across all occult esoteric orders and different occult traditions. You will see this symbol everywhere. And in fact, you even see this symbol, the pentagram, on old church buildings, statues of Jesus next to church buildings. You will see this symbol used by Christianity itself, which is very contradicting about the church.
It's a triangle, and it denotes that if one angle does not work, try another. And we can see how it all revolves around the Pentagon, a place that is created to control and get rid of lies.
First off, you guys do know the Pentagon has a budget for film. Like there's a whole department in the Pentagon. Know that. That's a fact. There you go. That's all you need to know. There's an entire department in the Pentagon. They get involved with films, and they get involved with films for the purpose of propaganda. They always have. The more you know. So now you understand your experience in theaters is what your government wants you to think. They want you to think that this is how things happen, and it's usually not at all how things have actually happened.
The word penta itself is this word, panter, a net, a snare, a painter. It's a pentagram, which means that it is used to create a particular image. And then somehow we reach this point where the painter is gone. When broken down, this symbol means the Father creates the image through the use of the triangle. The number 5 represents the fib. Which is a lie or a story told, stemming from the word phi, a message or exclamation of contempt. And so these people came over here seeking to add phis. You know, add phis, which is this word, fish. So in the late 1500s and early 1600s, these people who we are told were Pilgrim Fathers were regarded as separatists. They were felons who convinced the church that if they let them leave, they would help them expand their territory. The thing is, we know them as Catholics today, but in the past, they were known as Papists. Who? Papa! And so these people who they were looking at as criminals knew that these people were taking over these areas using the language. And we know that the language that we speak today, English, is an English, meaning it's a leash around the way people speak and the angle that they see things.
Your language doesn't just name things. Your language creates the categories of things that you see. Different cultures divide the world in completely different ways. And because of that, they literally perceive different realities.
So these people went fishing. In exchange for their release, they would claim fishing and hunting territory. They first tried to settle Newfoundland in 1597. And when that didn't work, they immigrated to Holland, who also celebrates Thanksgiving, by the way. And when the Pilgrims were in this location for 12 years, they were living as slaves because they were in extremely poor conditions. And so after 12 years, they decided to try a new angle. which is the fib angle, as these people, who we would call seamen today, were really Simon.
There's a lot about the first Thanksgiving that's a myth. For one, they were eating corn porridge and eels, not turkey and pumpkin pie. It is true, however, that Wampanoag chief Massasoit managed to foster peace between the Pilgrims and his people. What would follow was not just the deadliest conflict of the colonial period, but a defining moment in a centuries-long battle between the United States and indigenous people. Until this point, Chief Massasoit had a very diplomatic relationship with the colonists. But as the decades wore on, the English continuously tested the boundaries of treaties, eventually breaking them outright. This is where Chief Massasoit's son, King Philip, comes into the picture. His Wampanoag name was Metacom, but his father encouraged 2 of his sons to adopt English names as a sign of respect for English customs.
When they began accepting the language, they told these people that they were saints instead of poor criminals, and the change in their point of view allowed people who were beneath them to rise to the top, to swap destinies, and this is what they're celebrating. This symbol says the Father creates the image using a lie or a story told, and he does this through the movement of feet and the movement of children, mentally and physically.
This is jail. You don't get to choose. Your mommy and your daddy and your Aunt Lily doesn't get to make your meals. I'm your aunt. I'm your grandpa. I'm the one that gets your meal prepared and make sure it gets done.
As the sire man, whose name began as Simon. What if I told you that this was the definition of the word Simon, but it is also a word in our language that represents the image of seamen, which says, "Follow me and do what I say."
Simon says hands on hips, you're out. Simon says hands on head, Simon says hands on head, you're out.
Remember this game?
You're mine.
Simon.
Let's do it.
Notice how, at the end of them copying each other's movement, they switch places. And so a lot of this has to do with the name or the title of a person that they mistakenly take on. And so this is what happened with Thanksgiving, when the criminals became the saints, and those who welcomed them with open arms became the prisoners upon their own land. So this word, Thanksgiving, breaks down into 3 words. Thanks, which is the past tense of think. Give, which means to sell. And ang, which refers to a message. When people give thanks for the angle that's given, it's almost as if they are rewriting history, because people have accepted the story that went along with what they were told, and now their movement follows by what has been written and what is being shown visually. All of this is revealed within the language and within the name. If you guys want to have a name decoded, your name, someone else's name, for research purposes or relationship compatibility, it can even tell you if you're in the right career. If you are interested, check out the information in the description down below.